world. This is Mo Hazel. I got Miss Glam. And guess what? Podcast number 2.
Hello, hello, hello.
Oh my gosh. Badass Besties on air. Are you excited?
I'm excited.
I don't feel you're excited. Like we go through this every time. Like just a little bit of energy.
Ice Queen.
Whatever. Anywho, well, thank you guys for tuning in. We're excited to be doing this again, chatting it up. So we're going to start out with a segment we like to call Your Weekly Delight. And pretty much it can be a person, place, thing, saying, just anything that's just making us happy and helping us get through the week. So we're going to start with you, Miss Glam. What is your weekly delight?
I have an organization planner coming. My deluxe monthly planner from Erin Condren will be delivered in 2 days, and I'm very excited.
That sounds like you.
It has a little quote on the front.
What's the quote say?
Never too late to set another goal or to dream another dream.
Aww.
So it's my little motivation. If you're organized, all the chaos in the world, I can put some organization in the book so I can look at it and control. Everything can fall apart. All the fires. But I got my little nice, neat organization.
Yeah, that's cute. That's so cute. Aw, you're so organized. That sounds like you.
Are you trying to call me nerdy?
I wasn't saying it, but in my head I was thinking it. So thank you. Thank you for taking the words out of my mouth.
So what's your weekly delight?
So my weekly delight is I went on Amazon Prime. Shout out to Amazon Prime. And I ordered 2 books because I'm trying to be smart like my girl, Miss Glam. And I ordered 2 books, and one is called You Are a Badass, How to Stop Doubting Your Greatness and Start Living an Awesome Life. And my second book is Becoming by Michelle Obama. Yeah, that's my first lady. I'm saying it. Don't hate. So I'm reading the first book, the You Are a Badass. It's amazing. Like, it's helping me get through the week. It's giving me pumped up. It's making me happy. And I did stumble across one quote that was in the book that I thought was very simple, but it was very deep to me. It's, no one can make you feel inferior without your consent. Eleanor Roosevelt. The reason why it's simple, because it's the truth and we should already know it, but sometimes you need to hear it out loud to realize that I'm allowing others to put negative energy in my life, and it's about how I respond to it, right? So if I don't respond to it, if I just keep living my best life, just keep doing me, what makes me happy, that makes the haters mad, right?
It's supposed to.
So, that was my cool little nugget. Although I do have a funny, so I told you I ordered 2 books, right? Can't make this up. Your girl is not the brightest. So I ordered Becoming, Mi Historia. Apparently, I got the Spanish version. Yay me. So that's awesome.
If you want, I'll let you borrow my audiobook till your English version comes in.
Please, because I'm trying to be great and, get my life, and here I am not doing it properly. Which leads us to our topic, though. Are you ready for the topic?
What's the topic?
Adulting. Killing it or not feeling it. Which one are you?
I'm not feeling it, especially not this week.
Uh-oh. Wait, what's going on?
Just chaos.
Like what kind? You can't just say chaos and not explain it. Like, break it down.
You have my niece, and she has a lot going on. And yesterday she ate Burger King because I didn't have time to cook. I work in human resources, so I've had a lot of people losing it this week, and my job is they come in my office to vent,
right?
Whether for me to fix it or just I need to get it out. We had a lot of people who need to get us to release and to vent.
Hold your facial expressions really well when people are in your office tripping out?
No.
Okay, so because I'm like that. Like, my face tells on myself all the time. Okay, I was just wondering. Keep going.
But it's just been a lot, and that's okay. It's my job. But after a while, it starts to hold. You just can't release it all, and that's just been constant running.
Right.
So,
right.
And I haven't had a chance to read. Usually that's
your zen,
my release, and I haven't had a chance to read.
Yeah, listen, after I got out of college, I kind of went on strike with books because I was like, I did all that reading. I'm tired. I don't want to read another book. And I went on strike for years. And I am finding that reading is therapeutic along with music, of course. But
next year, 52 books.
Oh, see, listen, how about one a month? Like I can achieve one a month.
That's what your goal was last year.
What's the problem? If it's
You
not
have to
broke,
increase.
don't
So
fix it. What's the
okay,
problem?
fine. 24 a month.
We'll talk.
Or not a month, but 24
We'll
a year.
talk. We'll talk. Let's take it month by month, okay? Let's just take it month by
That's
month.
not how the goal works.
How about you find me a 24-page book and then I can achieve this goal? Can I read a book in a magazine?
Okay, adulting.
A book
Are
and a
you-
magazine.
Are you feeling it?
You know what? Listen.
killing it.
So when it comes to work and responsibilities, I'm probably not feeling it. But when it comes to just living my dreams and when it comes to just doing what makes me happy, I think I've found that happy spot that adults are searching for. So in that, I am killing it. Yeah, I mean, it's just choosing to be positive, choosing to live happy, and choosing to, not deal with people if I don't feel like dealing with them. If they're getting on my nerves, see ya. You know what I mean? For that, I'm adulting. Does that make sense?
No, it makes sense. I guess for me, adulting is, those responsibilities. The bills don't stop coming.
I take care of the bills. I'm pretty
The-
good with the bills.
But they just keep coming.
Yeah, they do. They
And
do.
I
They
want
ain't
them to
going
go, I
anywhere.
want them to go away. You remember when you
Homeless.
remember
Choose
what-
to be homeless.
I know, but remember when you were 16, you had a house, you had clothes on your back, you had food in your stomach, and you didn't have to. There was no the
We
responsibility.
had mommy.
I know. I want my mommy back.
I know. I want my blankie. Listen, I need a nap and a blankie. For real. Like, I
want my mommy
can't.
back.
Yeah, so like cooking, don't really like doing it. Laundry, not feeling it.
It's never ending.
It's never ending. And then I somehow stumbled upon, well, let's throw some clothes in the washer, toss it in the dryer, sit it on the bed. It's clean. Let me just empty the whole hamper, right? Let me get all this hamper clean. Then I'll fold. No, it's just a beautiful mountain of clothes
That
on
just
top of a bed that I
stays.
just close the door because it's a guest room that I don't have to see when I don't want to. That's adulting for me. Like that's what I do. That's the kind of girl I am.
I have a basket, and it just keeps piling up. And once it gets to a certain level, then I have to at least get it back to that level. But the laundry basket of clean clothes is never empty.
Now, let me ask you this. Who taught you how to be an adult? Tell us about, you're a teenager and how did you come about learning what the future would be as an adult? Who taught you the ropes?
I mean, I saw my parents, but I don't think I truly knew what it was to be an adult until I became an adult. And then I went,
Trial by fire.
my mama was right. I don't want to grow up. I don't want to be grown no more. Can I go back? I need to redo. I want to redo.
Ooh, wouldn't that be nice?
I wanna redo.
A little genie. Would you go back?
I would go back to being 16. Little piece of car, little piece of job. You got the freedom to go places. You got a little bit of money to do stuff that your parents don't want you to do.
Oh, maybe I
You'll-
would go back to 14. But go ahead.
What?
Keep talking.
14? But you don't have
Yeah.
a car.
Yeah, that was the fun time when they used to drop us off. I remember at 14 just being dropped off at the mall with a group of friends and just getting in all kinds of trouble. Having to like pay people to get into those over 17 movies. You thought you were grown, but clearly you didn't have even a car. It was just fun, free, and the kind of fun that you get into that isn't really getting you into trouble.
Well, I guess at 14, like before we all got cars, it was a neighborhood of us begging a parent to take us because they kind of rotated.
Right.
And, whatever parent took us also had to buy our movie tickets because we can't buy them ourselves.
Oh, your parents bought the movie tickets?
Yeah, of course.
No, our parents would not buy us the movie tickets. They did not want us to go. We had to ask strangers.
Oh, no. Our parents would.
That's nice. Oh, you have nice parents.
Well, I think they were just being realistic. They know we were going to go.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
at least this way we don't get, arrested for being in the wrong movie.
Understood.
But I think it was always a production of, well, which parent can we get us to take us? So I guess 16, and maybe because my 16th birthday, I got a car, and it was freedom. I got a car and a cell phone. Bye-bye.
So you felt like you were an adult at 16, but you weren't really. Is that what you're saying?
All the fun of being an adult, the freedom to go where you want to go and not necessarily be watched, but none of the responsibilities, bills, and true being an adult.
Got it.
You had work, but your work was not all day.
Right.
You had responsibilities with school, but really that was social and fun.
Yeah.
And think even back to college.
Oh,
You
man, I thought I was grown in college. Let me tell you. That was some fun.
You thought it was a full time. Oh, I got to go to class. I've been in class for 4 hours. And then you had all the
I was
rest of the day.
adulting it, though, in college. I would like to think I was adulting it. I did some dumb shit. Okay, listen, I think my first semester, I scheduled all my classes around my favorite soap operas. But I made it to class. I passed the classes. I was adulting, killing it. I studied. And my thought was if I bust my ass the first weeks of school, then, I could just not adult it for finals. It was just like, you know what? I'm not even going to study. Let's just see where the dice rolls. All I have to do is make a 64 and I'm still passing. That was how I rolled in college. And then like the clubs and the orgs, like that was cool. I felt responsible. I took on some leadership roles, as you will. I kept those organizations afloat, left a legacy behind, I would like to think. So I think I was adulting it in college, minus the bills. Granted, paying for college was a bill. So
and I had bills in college because I moved off campus and I went to Florida State. So I was in another city.
Is that a shout out? Well,
It is.
UNF, Ospreys, Swoop Life. There you go. I did that too.
But Florida State's better.
I know they probably know Florida State, but it's all good.
The way, because it's a college town, the way it had it set up was you pay your bills by semester. So financial aid hits, go ahead and pay all your rent up for the semester, all your water and your electricity for the semester. Everything was paid by semester. It's a college town. When I graduated, and it's now monthly. Wait. No. I want my lump sum so I know what I'm working with here. Because at least all my bills are paid. So anything coming in was my money.
Right.
They don't do that here.
No,
and I remember coming home
they
when
do not.
Tallahassee had already started with the debit cards. We're telling our age.
Yeah, we're telling our age.
And when I came home, y'all didn't do debit cards in Jacksonville yet. It was hard. It was a hard adjustment. I remember sitting in Taco Bell trying to get food.
First world problems.
And what do you mean you don't take cards? No, I don't have no cash. I'm in drive-through. I'm hungry. I starved. I had to go find an ATM. I got spoiled in that college town where you just swipe, and you pay all your bills up front. So everything that's in anything coming in is yours.
That sounds pretty nice. Maybe I should have went to Tallahassee. That sounds pretty dope. I would probably not leave.
And I always wondered if
what made you come back?
Home. Family was here.
You missed me.
Sure. Yes, absolutely.
You missed me. I know. It's
absolutely.
All right, jerk. Anyways. So let me ask you this. Did you take any classes in high school that taught you and prepared you to be an adult?
I mean, of course, I took home ec and things like that, but...
What did you learn?
In home ec? Mm-hmm. How to run my mouth.
Nothing.
I mean, we had
involving
cooking.
The curriculum.
We had cooking, but I already knew how to cook. And my mom, I grew up with my mom. She was a single mom, so she worked. I cooked for my brothers, so I already knew how to cook. My mom taught me those things. And
so not much in school, more from your parents you learned.
Yeah, I mean, they taught sewing, but I still can't sew.
I don't think I learned in school either. I learned how to sew a pillow. Like I can do a mean pillow, but who wants it's to sew a pillow all the time? I don't know. And then like when it came to cooking, I didn't cook meat or anything. It was always like baking cookies.
Yeah, we baked a cake.
Yeah, like I remember baking. Like they didn't teach me how to like cook meatloaf or anything like that. My parents taught me how to cook. Yeah, I think I learned a little from just like older cousins and, my friends' parents along the way.
And some of it just came up, when you got your car and you got a flat tire and your parents had to teach you, how to change it.
My dad just came to the rescue. Oh my gosh.
No, my mom always came to the rescue. I learned how to...
I've seen it done. I feel like I think I could do it.
And I guess that's what I'm saying. I've never done it, but I know I can.
I feel like I can know the steps.
I know I can.
And then with YouTube, I feel like I can do anything.
Exactly. Oh. So I know I can. I never will.
Right.
But I know I can.
Right.
But my mother always said, make sure you have
roadside
service. So I have it 3 ways. Through insurance, through OnStar, and through my cell phone. That's adulting. So whoever's
solving
faster.
problems is adulting. It doesn't matter
adulting.
how you get it done. You're adulting, right? The only reason why I was asking about in regard to, how did you learn is because I was looking around at different articles, and apparently there's this thing now to where public libraries in different cities across the U.S. are having programs called Adulting 101 for millennials. ages 16 through 25 on basic tips and tricks to surviving adulthood, which is pretty much helping people become functioning adults without calling mommy for help. And classes range from filing taxes to changing flat tires to talking to a landlord, spicing up your romaine noodles, holla, interview skills, and survival skills for zombie apocalypse. I did not stutter. Survival skills for zombie apocalypse.
Make sure
Apparently
your
that's
Kindle.
adulting.
Make sure your Kindle's charged.
That's adulting.
Well, if there's a zombie apocalypse, you need to have your Kindle charged. You have to have
Why?
books.
First of all, you sound like a millennial. Like, what happened to paper books? Like, that's a whole nother day for a whole nother topic, but I'll go down that rabbit hole for 2 seconds with you. Why would you not want the real book? The smell, the touch. Why would you not want a book? Why would you need a Kindle more than a book?
Because my Kindle currently has 700 books on it, and I need all 700 because who knows where I'm going to get stuck at. I can read a book very quickly.
I mean, listen, okay, and while that's cool that you have a library in your pocket, let's say you're in the middle of a book and then, it's getting juicy, like, ooh, page turner, and then power goes out. If I had a book, I can keep going. That would aggravate the hell out of me that I had this Kindle that now is depleted from battery and I have to wait to find out if she's going to get with the guy or not because, I got to charge the motherfucker. I don't understand.
The Kindle battery does not die. Ever. And if the Kindle battery it's so low that it's going to die, it's going to get plugged in. But I have to have a Kindle app on my phone, on both phones, work phone, personal phone, Kindle app on the Fire, Kindle
that sounds
app.
Like a very expensive. You just named 5 gadgets to read a book,
and I have Audible, so you have it in the car that'll stream to you.
That's expensive, dog.
How is it expensive?
$10 book and call it a day.
But the $10 book is $10 on all of those devices.
Yeah, but you got like a shit ton of devices. Like, am I missing something here?
I'm always going to have a phone.
Yeah, but you just named did you just say 2 phones?
Well, I have a work phone. I don't pay for that.
Oh, that's cool, but still, that's a lot of devices. Oh boy. But anyways, okay, so what do you think, going back out of the rabbit hole, what do you think about this public libraries across America, having Adulting 101 for millennials? Do you think it's needed, or do you think they should learn from their parents? Because obviously we can both agree school didn't really get the job done, right? It didn't.
No.
It didn't even gloss over. It was just a class to take. Is this something that we should be learning from our parents or our family, or is this something that, do you think this is a good thing that they have out for the millennials to try to teach them basic skills?
I always say the more educated the world is, the better. If people feel more comfortable getting it from strangers, get it from strangers. I had a good enough relationship with my parents that, and, trust-wise, I went to my parents. They were my rock, I know they have me.
Same
if
here.
I ever had a question, I went to them because I knew they were going to give me the answer that they felt was best for me. And they were looking out for me. So they weren't going to steer me in the wrong direction.
Fair.
Because there's a lot of information and there's a lot of ways to do things. In most cases, there's not one right way. When you're learning things, depending on who the teacher is, they're going to tell you what works for them. That may or may not work for me.
Yeah.
My parents were my...
this, though. And I didn't mean to cut you off, but the reason why I was going to say I like this is because we had good parents. Not everybody does, or maybe not everybody feels comfortable talking with their parents. So maybe this could be a good thing, like tying a tie. If you don't have that father figure in your world, it's important to know that as a guy, I would think. Spicing up your romaine noodles, I think
parents might not have struggled that way.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe the struggle wasn't that real in your house, and you just need to know how to make it scrappy with the money you bringing in.
Or, your parents aren't as financially savvy and you need someone who's going to give you that extra information that they're not equipped to give you.
Right.
I agree. It's the more educated, the better. And then you just get a different perspective. Because even if you do learn from your parents, it's not a bad thing to go see what someone else says.
No, because you can learn a lot of don'ts from your parents as well.
That
so maybe
too.
they can give us a lot of, to-dos. So that's always a good thing, I think. But yeah, I like the sound of the classes. I wish they had them in every city, but it's not quite reached all the states as of yet. But I thought it was pretty cool because they thought millennials, unfortunately, were lumped into that.
I am not a millennial.
So I don't like the reason why. A lot of the people that started these in libraries thought millennials were just going in a handbasket in the wrong direction, just going down, just a downward spiral. Like they just saw the lives flashing before their eyes and they just did not think that we were going to make it.
But I think some of it is it's a different time. So there are things that even we have experienced that my niece will never know what it feels like to call a boy at home and dread his mother or father answering the phone. We'll never know that.
Yeah, I remember that. Before cell phones, before Facebook, shout out to Facebook, but before the social media craze, it was a different world. Isn't that the beautiful thing? Like we got to see a little bit of both, you know? Like we got to see pre-social media and then after social media when we all got attached to our phones and put it down.
Yeah, because I mean, we have frame of reference, but to them, that just makes us old.
For sure.
You know, same way we did with our parents. What do you mean you had a black and white TV? You didn't have color all the time? What do you mean you didn't have a washing machine?
What do you mean you didn't have a TV and you had to listen to the radio? What's that about?
What do you mean you had to put laundry on the line?
What do you mean you had to wash the clothes by hand?
What do you mean you didn't have a dishwasher? You were the dishwasher? I was a dishwasher. So
I was a dishwasher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had a dishwasher, but I was still the dishwasher.
Right. Dishwashers were not for washing dishes, just to be clear. In my household, when I was growing up, dishwasher was you sit them in there to dry.
That's what dishwashers were in my household.
Man, let me tell you, when I got to be an adult, I learned how to work the dishwasher.
My dishwasher gets used all the time.
All the time.
And I kind of, my mother lied to me. Dishwashers don't wash dishes. Dishwashers wash dishes in my house just fine.
It works great.
Apparently, all through my youth, dishwashers did not wash dishes.
It was a storage. It was a cabinet that allowed water to drain off the dishes.
It's germs. Germs are still in the dishes. It doesn't clean them. It cleans my dishes very well.
Well.
Better than when I clean them. They sparkle.
That's adulting.
That's adulting. It's learning all the discovering all the lies your parents told you when you were younger of, how things really work.
Right. So now let me ask you this. At 20, what type of adult were you? And then at 30, what type of adult were you?
At 20, I was still in college. 20, I was still having fun.
The whole time? Not your whole 20s.
I what? Well, at 20, my whole 20s.
Your early 20s.
My early 20s. Really early 20s.
Yeah. Shout out to the early 20s. They were dope.
They were really fun.
They were really dope.
Because you can get away with a lot of stuff. Once you hit 25, it starts to be, you're too old for that. You start getting that, you're too old for that. Before 24 and below, you pretty much get away with it. You're entitled to make mistakes. 29, you start to, all right, no more of that. 30, any mistakes you make, you're an adult. You should know better.
Yeah. When I was 20, because I got married young, so I was a baby when I got married. So I got married right after college. I felt like I was an adult right away. We had to pay bills right away. We had to move in. I had to move in with a boy. Oh my gosh. Live with a boy.
Toilet seats up.
As he was becoming a man. And we had to grow up pretty quickly. The bills were coming in. And I remember my first adult moment. We bought a cute apartment.
We were neighbors.
First of all, that was fun. And I remember clearly, when I went to go renew the lease and they told us that we had to buy or move out. And I didn't want to buy that old apartment. So we had to decide about buying a house. And that was, at 23, 24? And I remember we finally settled on getting a house. And when I got that house, put my money down. I mean, pretty much almost all my savings at that point, his and ours. And he lost his job. And I remember freaking out. What am I going to do? I got a mortgage now. I mean, shit got real quick. So that was my moment of being an adult. And I remember putting my big girl panties on and, we did what we had to do. We made sure he found a job quick and we hustled. We kept hustles ever since, more than one job, just to make sure if anything happened, we had it covered. But I remember feeling pretty young in my 20s, feeling like I had to be an adult. By 30s, you just understood what it was like to be an adult. And I grew up. So I was adulting in my 20s while being a kid. And then in my 30s, I was adulting while actually mentally feeling like an adult. Does that make sense?
I don't think I felt like an adult till I hit 30. And
yeah, I feel like an adult now.
I think my aha moment for me was when my niece moved in. It's a little bit hard to be a kid when you have a kid.
Right.
She keeps me feeling very old. She doesn't let me forget that I'm old.
Aren't they fun?
Now that she's older, She's my dishwasher.
Ah, got it. So now you're not going to tell her the dishwasher works.
Dishwashers are for drying only.
Ah, got it.
It's all about building
It's a
character.
cycle.
It's
Listen,
about
full
building
circle.
character.
It's full circle, though. It's full
building
circle.
character. It worked for me. It's gonna work for her.
Right. You turned out okay.
I turned out okay.
That's right. That's what's up.
But but I think you're right. I really didn't feel like an adult till I got my 30s.
Mm-hmm.
And granted, I bought a house 30s. Felt like my career was hitting where it was supposed to be when I hit 30.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
30 is when I felt like, oh crap, all the work I've done is actually paying off. That's when it kind of hit that I was an adult. That and, my true wake up moment was that 29th birthday because I did it big. You have to for your go out.
Listen, so 29th, you did it big.
I did it big.
Were you afraid to turn 30? Was that a dreadful 30? Or was it I'm a woman 30? Like, what was it?
Well, see, my bestie had already went through it, so she was old. So me being old wasn't.
I know you're talking about me, but that's all right. We ain't but a few months apart, but that's all right.
But you're still older than me, so you get to experience it first.
Older and wiser.
No, as long as we don't look our age, and I guess that was my saving grace. At 30, I still was being, carded to see 18, be 17 and older movies.
Yeah.
So I never really dreaded being 30. You're supposed to do 29 big. And I went out,
What did you do?
We went out to a club and got.
When you say we, don't say we, because I wasn't there. You know what I mean? Don't talk
together
about
with college friends, and she happened to
these bitches.
And she happened to run into the owner of the club, who happened to be someone she went to law school with. She's like, it's my bestie's.
You got with smart girls. Okay, so I can't hold you. Keep going. Tell your story.
So it's her birthday. Drinks free all night. It's my 29th
she
birthday.
got you free drinks? That's great. She's cool.
Yeah, not really.
Does she need a best friend?
No, well.
Because I'm willing to dump you and trade her.
I get you free drinks.
Do you get me free drinks?
I did in Mexico.
That's different.
And then I didn't give you any water.
You got free drinks. Yeah, you got me free drinks, but no water. No water. That's great.
Hey, but that was 25. I learned that lesson. I learned that you needed water.
You were immature at 25.
Hey.
I'm just playing.
I was. And I learned that after alcohol, you need water. See, I was learning. See, that was a lesson. Adulting lesson.
That's my lesson.
I brought you apple juice.
Like, you learned it from me.
That's how you learn. I brought you apple juice.
Watching me, just drunk and dehydrated.
Well,
that's how you learn?
At 29, I got drunk and dehydrated.
Good.
But
Full circle.
But I knew that
Karma.
I needed water. 2 Fuji bottles of water later.
Oh, we got pretty water on your birthday.
It was my birthday.
I got it. So fancy.
4 a.m. we got home or got back to the hotel. I passed out. It was 9:30 before I got back up. That's when I knew I wasn't a kid anymore.
You're an adult.
Because in college, you could go out, party all night, get up 2 hours later, and do class.
Right.
At 29, I learned my body isn't equipped.
You get them aches and pains.
To do that anymore.
Right. You need rest. We like naps. I need naps.
I need to be able to make up for all the naps I didn't want.
Naps were so awesome.
Yes.
We didn't realize the beauty of it until we became 30. Okay, so let's wrap this up. Normally we do the moral. I'm going to switch it and say, so as an adult, what would you have told your younger self to prepare them for the woman that you are now?
Listen to your mama.
Simple but true, right? Simple but true.
Listen to your mama. You ain't grown. You don't want to be grown. Enjoy not being grown. Because think about it. You spent so much time in your youth trying to be grown.
Yep. And then when you become it,
you don't want to be.
You don't want to be.
I'd give anything to go back. Mama, if you listening, can I move back in? I promise. I'll be grateful this time.
You gonna do them dishes?
I'll do the dishes. I won't even talk back.
Ooh, that back talk.
I won't talk back. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Whatever you need. Yes. You want me to run to the store? Absolutely. Absolutely.
Funny. You're funny. I think for me, patience. It kind of boils down to what you're saying too in a little bit, where you're saying, we always want to be grown. We're rushing that adulthood. I was always constantly rushing as an adult or rushing as a kid. Me now is a lot more patient and just says what will happen. The universe will make it happen if it's meant to happen. But when I was younger, I didn't have any of that. I wanted it right now. I needed it now. Let's do it now. I want to be adult now. I want to do this now. And I wasn't ready. And I realized that the reason for the patience was getting us prepared for what is to come. Patience, I would definitely tell my younger self, sit down, whippersnapper. Just be patient. It's coming. What's destined for you is coming. So, all right, Miss Glam, let's do this. Petty word of the day. This is a segment where we teach you a new word, or we act like we know a new word. To ensure you understand the word, we put it in a pretty petty sentence. Are you ready, Miss Glam?
I'm ready.
Okay, so what is your petty word of the day?
My petty word of the day is fugacious.
Fugacious.
Fugacious. It's an adjective. What it means is lasting a short time. And my sentence is, my excitement over my bestie's accent impressions turned out to be fugacious.
Oh, don't talk about my accent. I can do a pretty darn good accent if I want to. Petty word of the day for me in my accent, since you're going to be like that. Sagacious. Having or showing keen mental discernment and good judgment. Mo Hazel's sagacious husband observed Miss Glam and I loudly debate for 3 hours over the topic of how Oscar winners were determined before interjecting with the correct explanation. Sagacious. Why are you laughing? You know what's up. You remember that time.
It was a long night.
A long night.
But then we turned on his ass and it became even longer night.
Well, listen, and briefly to just give the disclaimer on that, we were going at it. Let me set the scene. We were going at it for like 3 hours. We went from Red Lobster to the car to my crib, just going at it over a conversation we clearly had no knowledge about, but we thought we knew what we were talking about.
But he interjected too.
But
he
we were
interjected.
Loud. He did a little, but he was so low that we just talked over him. We weren't even paying him any mind.
But he egged us on. There were pieces where he would add on both sides that kept it going.
Until he finally, when we got to the house and we're just going at it, he finally got tired of us talking and he just interjected very loudly and just told us how it goes. And we're like, what?
Why
asshole, did you say that 3 hours ago?
And jumped on him. And I think we spent another hour and a half, if not 2 hours.
Jumping on him.
Yeah,
so that was my petty word of the day. Cheerio to that. All right, Miss Glam. We did it. Episode 2.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap, you guys. Take care. Follow us on social media. And if you like us, let us know. Good night.
Till next time.